Creature Caravan. This is your review for 2. Good day, my name is Joe. Today we'll be going over Creature Caravan and how it plays with 2 players. Now Creature Caravan is a 1 to 4 player game. It's 6 if you have kind of some of the bonus content, but essentially it's a simultaneous play where you will be rolling your dice, choosing your actions, building your tableau for the turn, all while trying to get your caravan as far east as you can and score the most victory points. So see a little bit more how to play. Everybody's going to start off with a board and some cards in their hand, and you get 5 dice to start with. On your turn, everybody's going to roll dice at the same time. Everybody's going to have their own individual dice. You'll be able to re-roll once if you want to. And then it's going to be action selection. So this is the simultaneous part of the game, which is the majority of the game. You're going to choose the pip value and put it on an available space. You may try to get extra cards in your hand, get some of these food tokens, some of these bag tokens, or fight monsters along the way. But essentially, you are placing these dice just as an action placement. You may even need dice. You do need dice to move across the board as well. But the big portion of this game is also the card and hand management. You need to put these out. You need to form your caravan. You need to try to increase your tableau, because these tableaus have different effects, such as maybe end game scoring, maybe extra action spots that are better than the spots on your board, maybe once per round actions that can help you boost throughout the game. Maybe it's dice altering abilities, but these creatures, these creature caravans, these extra things you're adding to your caravan are very important as you journey east. So you want to get to the end if you can. After the 12 turns, you have to spend multiple dice moving. If you go through one of these monster spaces, you need to fight a monster. And try to make sure that they don't stick around with you. If you stop on certain areas on this map, you get certain benefits, such as I think we call it a fruit, and you put this fruit on a card, and the die value needed is a little bit less. Some of these castles, if you stop on it, you gain 3 extra cards at the end of the turn. But then there's another portion of the game where you are a caravan and you are a trading caravan. So you need to trade sometimes some gold that you have, some of these bags that you have for victory points and food. Essentially, you trade a certain amount of those gold or bags for the food that you get in the victory points. But the other players have kind of this turn and one more turn to match that exact same amount, or that'll be gone forever. So there's kind of a neat mechanic of I'm trading my 3 gold in, and at the end of the next round, if nobody trades the 3 gold in, sorry, nobody can go there. Fighting is kind of the same way. These zombies do not have a health value, but you do have to have an open spot to fight. So if the lower spot's open and you use some of your cards and abilities to fight it, you can kind of block that space for the future, but you'll need higher and higher values as you go along. So a lot of neat things in here, but you're building up your tableau, simultaneous play with dice, trying to score the most victory points at the end of the game. At the end of 12 rounds, whoever has the most points wins. So see a little bit more what I thought about the game. So the rules and references, fairly straightforward in this game. There wasn't really a whole lot of times I needed to consult the book. There was a couple edge cases that you might run into, but overall, very good. As far as the references, there aren't any really references, but the cards are so straightforward and everything is so straightforward that you really don't need references in this game. The components itself really nice. A lot of these wooden pieces. We did get the upgraded pieces for the food in the bag, so I don't think you'll be getting these. These will be the cardboard pieces. And I think we have the upgraded money as well. But as far as the rest of the components, I don't think those alter the gameplay, but the components of this game are just enough for what it is. Setup and table size. Setup, this really won't take you a whole lot of time. The biggest thing is it comes with a lot of cards, so you do need to shuffle the cards really well. On your first playthrough, you put a board, you set kind of everything up and give everybody a color, and you're ready to play. I'd say about a 7 to 8 minute setup time, and tear down really won't take you that long either, maybe about 10 minutes total to kind of tear down. So really quick setup and tear down time. As far as table size goes, this will be need to play larger than a 3x3 because really of the game board itself and the 2 necessary boards than the player board. So kind of a lot of space as far as kind of the table hog goes. And it's a little bit unfortunate because once you're further in the valley, you don't really care too much about where you have put some of your tents and your camps. So let's talk about the gameplay. And this is the part that I really enjoy because I like to play quick. I don't like to have down times in my games. I also like to have a lot of choice. And as you build up your tableau, you're going to get more and more choice. The tableau is built up by your hand, and all of these cards are either going to cost some bread and bags, just some bread, maybe even some coins. But these can give you benefits throughout the game, extra action spaces. So as you're putting these dice down, you can really expand your actions, and it's kind of neat. You really need to think about how you're going to use your 5 dice. There are a couple ways that you can roll 6 dice, but you have to be able to get the correct cards for that. But just deciding how you want to use your dice and say, oh man, I'm a little bit short over here. How can I pivot for the turn? How can I alter my turn so I can make the most out of it? Do I need bread and then more bread, and I can play this card and then do that? You can lay out your turn beforehand, but you're not slowing anybody else down. Unless your turn takes way more time than the other person, they're also doing the same thing. So they're maximizing their turn. There's no blocking as you move your caravan across the way. So you can step on each other's toes, and it really doesn't affect the gameplay itself. You're both just trying to move across and go east as far as you can. And there's the fighting. There's the action selection spots up here where you can use a little bit less weapons to fight one of these zombies off who are negative victory points at the end of the game if you don't beat them. But how many dice do you want to commit to that? Do you get enough victory points for the dice you commit? It's a really big puzzle. It changes every turn because you may have a bad roll. Well, like I said, you do get one reroll, but there are cards that let you alter some of the dice, the die values. So it's just kind of neat. It's not too complicated. If you land on a treasure space or a castle space, you'll get 3 extra cards, or you can get this treasure token. Some of the spaces are a little bit tougher to traverse, such as the mountains or the lakes. So you have to watch out about that. It's just kind of a neat little game. Easy to teach, easy to get to the table, and the gameplay itself was very smooth, and there really wasn't a whole lot of downtime. So how does this game play for 2? Well, it probably would play the same at about 3 and maybe even 4, where you're all doing the same thing. The bulk of the game is going to be deciding where these dice go for the game and trying to just score the most victory points. And I like those games where it is solitaire. Nothing you do is really going to affect your neighbors, and nothing they do is going to affect you. Sometimes you just need games like that. And at the end of the game, you can go like, oh, I had this combo early and it was really cool. Or, ooh, I didn't get this card till late and I really could have used that earlier on in the game. And you don't really need to know what your opponents are doing. And that can be a hit or miss. So the player interaction for this is very low, especially with 2 players. Actually, with all player counts, it's going to be pretty low. The big thing that is the player interaction is taking some of these spots. At higher player counts, some of the lower spots may be a little bit more filled than others. So you really need to make sure you stay on top of that. I can see that as being a really big contention point with more players. But with 2, this is just a nice game, easy to get to the table, simultaneous play, building a tableau, action selection. You get to move stuff along. You feel like you're progressing. And by the end, once again, what I really enjoy, sometimes you can just look back and go, ooh, I had these combos. I had this. This is my caravan. And it's just kind of nice. So a really cute game from Red Raven Games, Creature Caravan. We really did enjoy it. Is it the greatest game in the world? Probably not for us, but is it a really fun game that we will play anytime, especially at that 3 to 4 player mark where we can't quite get out 7 wonders because we don't have that, don't have enough people. This will be a great time as well to do a tableau building, simultaneous play, action selection game. So Creature Caravan, such a good game and easy to get to the table, and we really enjoyed our time with it. Hope you guys enjoyed the review, and until next time.